the acorn flat right here. This morning was a good morning. Seen 3 does. I drew back on the one big doe and decided to pass her. There's just a lot of good bucks in there. I didn't want to ruin it, so figured pass her, take our chances. Hopefully get one of these guys we've been after show up. Half hour later, a nice 6-point came in. Of course, it's illegal. When we're hunting, it has to be 3 up. He was only a Y with brows, so he's a good up-and-comer. He's a 2-year-old, and the genes are here. There's a lot of good bucks. So sit tight, and that's what we're gonna do, and just enjoy the evening. It's the first cold day. The high's only 56. Typically, this past week it's been like between 60 and 70, so it's gonna drop down pretty cool this evening. Should be pretty good. Stay tuned. Right. Camera turned. That's not a big buck, but he's a beauty. I'm by myself tonight. I don't have a cameraman. This deer came in, surprised the heck out of me. Nice little 8-point, nothing big, but he's one of the ones we got pictures of this season, and he's one of the ones we're after. And it looked like I got top of lung downward a little bit, but it looked good, and he's out like he was crashing hard going down over. Hopefully we got a deer on the ground. That got me pumped. Stay tuned, you're home with JT Outdoors. Back up. Come on. So we tracked blood probably about 250 yards, and we think we jumped a deer in this thicket, so we're going to back out, come back tomorrow morning first thing. He's not going to go far. By the blood that you see, I don't think he's definitely going to die overnight, so we'll get back with you in the morning.
Well, I want to get some more.
Here. Right here. A lot of blood right here. There's a lot there, there's a lot here, look. He's wide open right here. He's bleeding everywhere. Right here, right here. Look at all that blood right there. Right there. We're tracking my deer right now. Here's a nice rub we just came up on. A lot of big buck here. The buck I shot didn't make this, but there's plenty this big, so we're going to continue tracking. Hey guys, very disheartening news. We've been tracking this deer now for probably 1.5 miles, and great blood until we found where he bedded down last night. Blood everywhere where he bedded, but then about 5 feet after there's no blood at all. We circled about 25 yards, 50 yards, 100 yards. My dad came across blood top of the hill. We got on the blood, and now it's gapped out about every 30 to 40 yards. We're to the point now where we can't find no blood. And the way the footage looks and where I personally think I hit the deer is it went above the front lung because I was shooting down, and hit the off shoulder, taking out the far lung. And when we first got blood last night, there were bubbles in the blood, so it looked great. And then where we found where he bedded last night initially off the track, there was piles of blood. So we came in with very positive about this. So we get in here this morning, and we tracked blood. He ran up on the road a little bit, came back down through, and came up over this hill. Blood everywhere. Thought for sure his deer would be dead within 100 yards. I mean, after we bumped him last night, that's why we backed out, because we heard him crash in front of us. And he was either getting up and running or he was dying, but we weren't sure. So we backed out and came back in, and right now we're on the trail. But I'll tell you what, I haven't found blood for about 200 yards, and we're only on the trails where he could have ran. He could have went up over the hill, but we're going up there next to check. We're into it today about 3.5, 4 hours already on tracking. And this is very disheartening when this happens. It happens to every hunter out there, gun or bow. But it's just a bad feeling you get whenever you do wound an animal and you don't recover it. I'm not saying we won't, but a lot of people won't show you this footage of shooting a deer. My dad's calling me. No, and shooting a deer and not recovering. It's one of the worst feelings you'll get as a hunter. And like I said, it happens with a gun or a bow. It could happen to anybody. And we are going to show you the shot, and we're going to show you everything we got up to footage, because we want to show you how it happens and what happens. And backing out was the best thing we could have done last night. It's just saddening that we don't have a deer to show for it yet. But thanks for watching, and hope you learned something from my mistakes. Thanks.